Hello everybody and welcome to a trailer reaction. You probably weren't expecting this at all. Obviously I did my recent schedule upload thing and yeah, I've just decided when trailers come out and stuff like that, you know, games that I'm looking forward to, I'm going to do a reaction on the trailers and give my opinion, do an analysis of it, and see what I can get from it, and maybe look up some info on the exterior too, you know, not just in the trailers, and kind of figure out what games are about when they're coming out and just tell you my general thoughts on them, what I think. This is going to be my first reaction to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've realised, I know you can see the black bar somewhere there, yeah, because it's the first time setting it, I just realised that my setup is completely against doing trailer reaction, like, kind of video setup, so the black bar's going to have to stay for now, but I'm sure it won't be that much of a bother. I'm really excited for this, so let's get into this, I can't wait. Okay, it's Kattegat. Who, the Vikings? Let's turn the volume up a bit.
Godless barbarians.
There you go. On the contrary, don't think so. Okay, that literally looks like it's out of the TV show. As in the location, not the other things.
They murder and kill blindly.
It sounds very like,
They scar the lands of England.
God, it's gorgeous, though.
Lands they will never defend. Never love.
This sounds like, yeah, it sounds, I thought so.
The time has come to speak to them.
It's a war propaganda speech.
They will understand.
Ooh, is that Alfred, is it? He's a Templar, I'm assuming. Ooh, I love the Viking, like, behind it. It's cool. This looks so good, oh my god. Holy shit. Ooh. Fucking Christ. I'm loving this. Yikes, that's not good. That's the throw. Ooh, the thunder, it's Thor. Oh, I love these trailers. Is that Odin? Or an assassin? It's Assassin's Creed after all. This seems much more...
Odin, it's with us!
Yeah, it is Odin, okay. It seems very much not in favor of assassins right now. I don't see the assassin part of it, but... Oh, Jesus. Did I just see him? Yeah, Hidden Blade. Oh my god, that's sick. That's so cool. There's the assassin's bit. Hashtag like a Viking. Amazing. Right, let's have a look at this trailer here. God, there were so many cool bits in that, like details and stuff like that. I do have a couple things to say. Historically, it doesn't seem very accurate. like, I mean, I'll go through it. I'll explain as I go. Obviously, it's a game, and honestly, I don't really care for historical accuracy if it's trying to create an artistic vision. So just let them do what they want. Really, I don't really care for it. So straight out the gate, looking at this looks like it's straight out of the TV show. It looks like Catacat, although I mean, you could take a lot of places and say it looks like Catacat. So that's pretty cool. Just there, you could hear the king in the back. I'm assuming it's Alfred, given the time period, but King Alfred of Wessex. It was Wessex, wasn't it? Not Mercia or anything like that. And you could hear him giving like a propaganda speech almost, in these like notes to give out to the towns and say they're heartless beasts, just to like get everyone against them and ready to fight, sort of thing. So that's pretty. It was interesting. It's made, and it's really nice how they've shot it, doing complete like contradictions in the background of everything, like saying they're godless, but that they have loads of gods. I mean, name them. But yeah, godless barbarians, and like I like the the sort of priest, sort of like druid almost looking, and that's Odin, statue of Odin. That shot right there looks straight out of like the Vikings TV show, and you've got the eagle here. I'm assuming it's an eagle or a crow, maybe it could be Odin. Because in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they played with the mythological aspect of it a lot. I never actually completed Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I don't know, I couldn't get into it, but I've actually re-downloaded it recently and gonna be playing it more to try and complete it, because like hearing about Assassin's Creed made me want to play it, and I was just, funnily enough, downloading Odyssey while the trailer came out. So, and I'm going to be doing this for more games in the future also. But yeah, I'm assuming that was an eagle, because there is very little that's riding up to the end here that, like, you wouldn't think, if it didn't have the name Assassin's Creed in it, you wouldn't think it's an Assassin's Creed game, And I'm hoping here with the ships and everything, they include, so with the ships here, I'm really hoping they take advantage of their incredible ship mechanics that we saw in Black Flag, and they did implement it in Odyssey also, and in Origins, I believe, as well. Although not so much, but Black Flag, if they could, like, obviously there won't be pirate ships and the technology, like, I would say the cannons, basically, they don't have any of that kind of ship warfare, but being in a long ship and, like, using people with arrows like they did in Odyssey, and, like, raiding another ship or something like that, and go, as they do at the end of the trailer, when they get on the beaches and you're just raiding a town sort of thing. It sounds amazing, although they were fighting an army. But yeah, I'd love to be able to do this as well. Like, hopefully it isn't like feature of the game, going into the towns and cities and stuff like that, and just like raiding and pillaging.
Lands they will never defend, never love.
On the contrary, I like how they're showing contradictions to everything he's saying.
Come to speak to them.
Why do the English always get portrayed as evil guys too? There needs to be some good English guys in this game. I know they had a couple of English characters, like in the early Assassin's Creeds, that were like part of the good side, but in the medieval times, England was always the Templars.
They will understand.
There will be war. I like that. I like that a lot. There will be war, if you can see it here. I kind of wish there wasn't like a pop song in the background. Like, of all this, I wish it just kept it to the drums and the heft of, like, look at this though. The CGI is incredible. Ubisoft do an incredible job every single time with their trailers. I mean, they're always just top tier quality. See, like beach landings and stuff like that. That's exactly Last Viking right there. You gotta have beach landings. I hope they implement it. Oh god, I can't wait. Obviously it won't be in this kind of detail, but right, okay, first issue I have with this trailer. The trailer specifically, I'm not going to make any prejudgments on the game because I haven't seen any gameplay. I'm not going to say whether the game's going to be good. I'm just judging the trailer purely off what I see, and it looks really cool. And obviously Assassin's Creed is based like it's got a historical setting, but it keeps it very loose. They play around with a lot of liberties, if that makes sense. So like in it has been told that the Vikings use tactics in battle, and they're just they're just charging at each other. Even the English army is, like, both armies, they both use tactics. I hope it's, again, I hope this is a feature in the game. It could not be, and if it's not, I won't cry about it. It doesn't really bother me, because I'm sure it'll be fun regardless. But I really would love to be able to, like, create a shield wall with other Vikings and just, you know, shield wall, and then all the arrows start coming in, and then you push forward. That would be really cool. I'd love that. But I mean, Assassin's Creed's always that, you know, you're the one-man army type thing, so you got to be able to have duels in a battlefield and things like that, because they've been straying less from the lone wolf. Although you could be a lone wolf, they've gone more into bigger battles and stuff. I love that. That is great. The javelin shot then is pretty incredible. And the spears, love it. Oh, so good. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. Okay, right. That axe shot is a, like, 1 in 10 million. No one would ever be able to, like... I mean, I'm sure somebody has done something like that, but that would be so rare to see on a battlefield. I mean, you're not going to be very likely doing that in the middle of battle. I don't think it was ever really recorded in history that Vikings ever did just throw axes in the middle of battle. And even if anyone did, they would be to skirmish the enemy down before combat was entered, if anything. I mean, that would, logically, I don't actually know or not whether that's the case, but I would assume that throwing axes wouldn't be just used in mid-combat, like when you're right against enemies. And again, there's not much formation going on here, but I mean, I'm not a goddamn historical channel, all right? But it's just gorgeous. It looks amazing, and it's just to make a set piece, and it is really amazing. Giving him this sort of send-off to Valhalla. The thunder in the background at, like, Thor coming in. And I'm sure we'll be able to dual-wield in the game, dual-wield axes and stuff like that. This is cool. Again, I don't know everything about Vikings, so there's probably more stuff that may be a bit wrong, but I like how Odin shows up. And unless it's like a play on whether he is an assassin and it's like Odin an assassin, because again, Odyssey played with the mythological aspects of, you know, Medusa and all that, like, majorly, so I could only assume they're going to expand on that, especially with Norse mythology, with like Skull and Hati and, you know, a bunch of there's so much to pick from, like with mythological beasts in Norse mythology, much like there was Greek mythology. There was a lot to pick from to add content to the game. It looks gorgeous. He just looks so real now. I could happily watch a film, like a 2-hour-long film of this. I easily could, no problem. You can see the guy walking up in the background. The awfully, I think, Roman looking. I don't think the kingdom of Wessex. Oh, specifically, not specifically Wessex, but, you know, people back in, you know, Britain back then, I don't think they had access to that armor. I don't think they wore that armor. Ever. Unless there has been recorded cases of it, but... Oh, that's such a meaty hit, though. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he awfully shrugged that off easily. But again, I shouldn't look into it too much. Like, on a realistic standpoint, it's just for that cool cinematic, like, kind of artists just going crazy with amazingly cool spectacles. I love it. Again, like I said, I could happily watch a movie of this. I love that. I like that a lot. Just look at this. You never see this, ever. And I've said this recently in one of my streams, that this is a pet peeve of mine. Look at this. He's hitting him. Armor. It works. Finally, somebody goddamn acknowledges this. That armor actually has a use in games, because often it's tissue paper in others. But I digress. Like that detail. The axe head has been taken off. Tries to use the shaft of the axe head to stab it in him. That's another issue I have. Two-handed swords didn't exist at this time. They weren't a thing till much later on in history. Definitely not in the 9th century. Yeah, if we slow it down here, I think I did see this. You see Oh god, that sounds horrific. Let's not have that. You could see him put the blade in his eye. Yeah, look at that. You can see him do it. It's amazing. And I love that, how they've changed the blade, because typically, for those of you who don't know, the assassin's blade is always on the underarm, and like originally in its first design, you had to sacrifice your ring finger in order to use it, because that's where the blade came out and stuff like that. It was a part of the ritual of joining the assassins also. But they like refined the design of the assassin's blade so you didn't have to cut a finger off. And then, well, it seems like now they've completely changed it to being on the overhand, which it makes sense. I'd like that a lot. It's a much more not, I nearly said barbarian then, because like Vikings and like I stereotypically, and maybe not historically, but stereotypically, there are these big brawny like men, very brutal in battle, and like they're depicted as these like really like tanks on the battlefield sort of thing. So you could see him, rather than this elegant like oof like that, like just like stabbing it into someone from the underhand. There's a very much more brutal punch like action with it, if that makes sense. There's a much more like emphasis on brute force and like heft behind it, because it's got like the fist going in and you can literally punch with it. I got this bit of cotton hanging off, but really cool. Like, I think the developers, obviously they purposely did that because they were probably expecting people to be like, well, where's the assassin's part in all of this? Like, where I can't see an assassin anywhere, and I can't see any hidden blades. I don't see the creed anywhere. So the fact that they added this in little detail, like thinking, we forgot about it. No, they didn't. They kept it in. He's shitting himself. Look at that. Oh, so gorgeous. So I've got a feeling this is leading towards, they could have released other information about this as of right now. They probably have, like, because right now they don't have any other way to get out information. So I'm assuming there's been information leaked about the game, or rumors and stuff like that. But I don't like talking about rumors, so maybe I'll have a look after and probably do a comment underneath the video, like updating. But I would like to see, because often in Assassin's Creed cinematic trailers, what they show in the cinematic trailer generally gives you the theme of the game, and it actually gives you some info on, like, very vaguely and not official, but it kind of gives you an idea on the things you'd be able to do in the game, like dual wielding. Obviously, I mean, we could do that in Assassin's Creed Odyssey with a couple of blades, so that's really cool. But it seems to be an emphasis on raiding and stuff like that, going into like long ships. I mean, they've got the boat physics, they got, the really good ship like gameplay, so I don't see why they wouldn't take advantage of that. So I'm sure that's going to be a thing. Raiding and pillaging, I mean, that was the name of the Vikings did that a lot, so no doubt you'll be able to raid villages and get money from them, I guess. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see whether you could do it stealthily or take your Vikings in with you. That would be really cool to see. And maybe probably when you capture them, you get to see some sort of, like, you get to see them grow and flourish over time, or maybe they'll get attacked by, by Wessex or something like that, or whatever, British army comes after them. I shouldn't say British really, but like whatever group. What are they called? Is it Anglo-Saxons? I might be awful in saying that. I'm going to call them Anglo-Saxons. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. The Anglo-Saxons, like, coming in attacking. Or was the Anglo-Saxons a mix of the Norse and like that came after? I can't remember, but the Anglo-Saxons, I'm going to call them, coming and like attacking the villages, and you have to defend them. That's really cool. I'd love that to be a thing. And again, beach landings in a huge battle. I mean, there was huge battles in Odyssey. No doubt there's going to be something of this caliber within the game. Damn. Okay. And like, again, it was just a spectacle to watch. A beautiful trailer. Really fun to watch. Assassin's Creed trailers are always my most fun ones to watch because they do such a good job. Ubisoft in general do an incredible job of their CGI trailers. Yeah, he looks like he's Roman or something like that. Definitely not. It's so cool. They just do such a good job of That's rough. That's a rough stab wound right there. Like, thrust through the... So good to see armor actually doing something. Yep. Oh. You'd think it'd be over at this point. But then... Oh, it's a brilliant way they snuck in the Assassin's Blade then. Nice. He looks like a badass too. I can't wait to customize a Viking, because no doubt they're gonna follow the same formula that they have with Origins. Oh god damn, I'm trying to catch it on that bit. There you go. Yeah, no doubt they're gonna be taking advantage of, you know, using the like kind of RPG elements they've added, where you craft and you can not craft, sorry, you can get an upgrade armor and like dual-handed weapons, and I don't know what other weapons they'd add into the game. Probably long swords or like two-handed swords. No doubt they're going to try and take anything, but although historically that's not correct. Vikings were very much one-handed sword and shield, very much so, like more than anything. And I think I'll probably just do one-handed sword and shield when I play the game to be historically accurate, even if other characters in the game aren't. It would be, or you know, spear or something like that, or javelin throwing. That would be really fun to do. But again, I just can't wait to see gameplay on this to determine whether it's good. I can't say, you know, you can never say off these CGI trailers. I want to see gameplay to see whether this is going to be what I think it is, and you know, like because I mean, if Ubisoft like sold games based off their CGI trailers, they'd sell out every single time. Like they would make stupid amounts of money because the CGI trailers are so damn good. That's the point. They're supposed to suck you in and make you want to buy the game. So it's really interesting to, you know, see how many people fall for another trailer, because I like majority of the Assassin's Creed games. I think Origins, it lost me a bit. Odyssey was okay, but I never completed it. That's why I'm replaying it, is to see if I liked it as much as if I like it more than I originally thought. But I liked a lot of the mechanics in Odyssey. The only thing I didn't like was the story. It seemed to be losing its Assassin's Creediness to it, if that makes sense. Like Assassin's Creed 2 was very much in the element, all about the Creed, and it seems to be losing that a bit. And we don't see anything of modern day in this game. I'm kind of hoping that's gone out of the game. I've never been a fan of the modern day aspect of Assassin's Creed. I just want to play in that time period, in that historical time period that they set. I don't want to be dragged out of that and pulled out of that in any way. So, you know, I really do hope they kind of they leave the modern day out, but it's probably unlikely, if anything. I mean, they've added to it quite a bit over the last couple of games, so I got a feeling it's going to be in there. They can't just disregard it. Hopefully, once they've kind of managed to put an end to the modern day story in Assassin's Creed, they can get rid of it, because I don't want it. Why don't you just show the Assassin's Creed and Templar War just by itself in the historical time? But why do you have to pad it out with modern day stuff? We don't want that. We came to play as a Viking, not as someone who's some intern in a work like place, you know. So anyway, I digress. I can't wait to see more. Obviously, I'll react to gameplay trailers. And any other cinematic trailers that come out for, you know, big games in the future. So, and I'll analyze all of them. So, yeah, you know, just rough analysis, nothing major, but like, yeah, I think I did a pretty good job for my first time, and I plan to do more. So, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, guys.